So you join us on the bank today at Makins Fishery on Lake 3. We're just coming to the end of the session now. We've been here shooting a venue detective for Match Fishing magazine. We started off on the bomb with a little Olivet rig and 10-foot extremis feeder rod, which is quickly becoming one of my favourite rods in the whole map range. We've then gone onto the long pole, 13 metres, and it's quite deep out there. It's probably 8 or 9 foot. We started off just potting a few 6mm, but as we're coming into spring now, with the really cold nights, but then we're getting warm days like today's that got up to 15 degrees. As soon as I started to ping a few 6mm in that depth of water, I started to foul look a few, it just got a little bit iffy. And I felt like my options at that point were to either fish shallow out there, or to find shallower water and try and target the fish in that shallower water. And we were speaking to Andy this morning in the shop, and he said that he'd put some F1s in this lake, and I've got some casters with me, so I thought I'd just put a little line in, about 4 foot of water down my edge. We've just been throwing casters there all day, and we went on it about half an hour ago, and it's been nothing short of solid. We're catching F1s and carp. Carp have been up to about £10. It's a nice small carp there. As I say, we're just throwing a nice little handful of casters, keeping the bait going, and we've got through over a pint now. 4x14 rig, nice strung bulk, and just fishing 2 maggots on a size 16 hook to 013 optimum power. Went quite light on the elastic because I thought we were going to be fishing mainly for F1s with maybe the odd chub or skimmer. So I've gone for MAP 628 solid core hybrid elastic. Getting back onto a second net that's been absolutely solid. So, as I said, 2 maggots, 2 red maggots on me 16. Nice and easy fishing, a kitten one. Ship back out and see if we can catch another handful of casters, trying to keep the bait just short of my float if I can. I don't want too much bait going past my float, and where I've plumbed up it's a little bit harder than a little bit further up the shelf. Still on a bit of a slope, but it's not too aggressive there. I can go either side of my spot and still be fishing effectively, but got a nice far bank marker, a couple of back shots just to keep everything in place because this wind is really getting up. It just goes to show the effectiveness of fishing in the right depth of water, especially in spring. The fish have been very dormant all winter, the metabolism's slowed down, and this weather period that we've had at the moment has been a really strange one. Like I said, days have been 14-15 degrees, but then most mornings we're waking up to frosts, and that just means that the upper layers of the water have chance to warm up throughout the day, whereas the deeper areas, they don't have chance to warm up yet. We need to wait for the slightly warmer nights, the warmer winds, and at that point is when them fish will be happy to be in that deeper water. That's another bite straight away. That light elastic just allows me to fish nice and balanced. Like I said, 013, we're not being too garish, but we can still get them in relatively quickly. A bottomed out elastic is a bottomed out elastic at the end of the day. Just be nice and steady. This feels like a better fish. Not very happy, whoa. And I've actually had my chance to have a look at the new G60 pole today. It's the first time I've seen it. I'm coming from a 1001 before, it was going to take a lot to beat, and I've got to say, it feels like one of the strongest poles I've ever held, which is really helpful because I'm known for throwing my kit about a little bit. And yeah, I've only fished at 13 today, but I've had it up to 16. It felt incredible, but at 13 metres it was an absolute joy to use. Like I said, we just tapped a few and then pinged a few, and really wanted to highlight the importance of loose feeding bait at this time of year, as them fish are moving around more. As they move around more, the metabolism speeds up again. They want to eat a little bit of bait, they want to move around, clean them leeches off of them that have got themselves there throughout the colder months when the fish aren't moving as much. But even so, I cannot believe how solid it actually is. It's unbelievable. He's pulling a bit. It's proper fish, this. while he's out there. Just a little bit more bait. Nice good handful of casters. Keep the bait going in. There's a lot of mouths there now, so I'm not afraid to feed a bit of bait. And in amongst these, inevitably, we have had the odd little roach and perch, so they'll be mopping up any loose ends anyway. But we're really in a position now where we want to make hay while the sun shines, which is why I'm not being afraid to feed too much bait. Keep him coming. As soon as he's facing us, we can keep him coming, and if he wants to turn, we'll just give him a little bit back. I've got 0.19 on today for my main line, nice and robust. Strung out 10s on my rig, just allowing everything to tuck into that slope nicely, but we've still got some decent sized shots near my hook, so we can get good indications on bites, because there's a lot of fish there. We don't want to be striking at rubbish, so that just allows us. Oh my god, that's massive. It's a mirror. I've not caught loads of mirrors today. A few big commons. Fish on the bomb were notably small, and we had loads of liners, which is when the alarm bell started ringing that something might not be quite right, which is why I wasn't too keen on potting on the pole for too long. I did pot and it was nice and clean, but weren't getting many bites, and as soon as I started loose feeding, like even with a 0.5 rig out there, quite a heavy rig, with strung out 9s, we're still getting bites on the drop. Like I said, at that point we could have either come shallow, which wouldn't have been a bad option. To be fair, if Andy hadn't have said in the calf earlier that he'd put the F1s in, probably would have been more inclined to fish shallow, maybe even with a static bait, and try and catch some of the carp. But then evidently the carp are that comfortable down this edge on these casters, pushing the F1s out the way. I think my first 2 fish on this were F1s, and then since then every single one's been a carp. Come back. Definitely waking up. My arm's killing. Keep him coming. Southwesterly blowing into this bank, absolutely delightful. We're only at the start of March and we're already in a hoodie. Borderline on the t-shirt on earlier. Now I promise I'm not just playing this one for the camera, it's genuinely looking like mad. Come on, it's a large carp. Come on. Massive plated scales down his back. Come on. You're done. You're done. You're done. Yes! Proper carp. You know what? If he's going to behave, load him up for the camera. Got a nice small net as well. Got a size nice small net as well. We've got a 14-inch scoop net. It's perfect for anything from small skimmers right the way up to carp, up to £15. And there she is. What a lovely day at Makins Fishery, and let's hope that this is the start of a brilliant year's fishing.